What's up, guys? Just give me 1 second here. Let me get something set up. Yeah, 1 second here. All right. I do have some upgrades coming to the stream pretty soon. It'll be much better quality, and we'll have some music in here too. That should get implemented starting next Monday. So it should be pretty similar to the New York stream in Discord that I do every morning. But yeah, anyways, okay. So market opened right here. In the evening, market opened right here on this candle. We had equal highs over right here. If we go to the higher time frame, we can see it. Yeah, all the way over here, equal highs. We do have an order block up here. So set that. I mean, I do look at a footprint occasionally. I do. But with these current market conditions, I've been trading a lot of ICT concepts. All right, so yeah, pushed above this high right here. I do have this 5-minute fair value gap down here. Let's see what else. What else? Yeah, so that order block is way up there. Pretty much during New York session, we just ripped the entire way. And again, we called yesterday's high, which we hit, and then we even hit those equal highs over there too. So, but yeah, now let's see if we get something here. My entry model here. If you guys want to know my entry model, it's pretty simple. So let's say we have like a 15-minute fair value gap right here. So 15-minute fair value gap. Let's say we have a what's it called? Let's say we have like buy side right here. Okay, so what I'm looking for is I'm looking for price to pull up into this area, take out that buy side, sweep into that fair value gap, and then I want to look for my inversion in there, and then that's where I'll get short. And then of course, if we're looking to get long, it's the exact same thing, just inverted like that. So that's pretty much my entry model. So there's a 1-minute fair value gap. See if we hold that. And one way I kind of look at bias, kind of see which way we're kind of going, is if we're respecting or disrespecting fair value gaps, PD raise, bullish bears, PD raise. So for example, like if we were to invert this and start pushing below here, maybe we get like a fair value gap right here. We can look to kind of pull back into that area and then look for a sell back down here. Something like that maybe. Because we did just take out that high up there. Let's check ES real quick. So, oh wow, okay. So ES has some SMT. Okay. So look at that. That's pretty clear. That's very clear actually. Yeah, right there. So, if we do start ripping down here, and if we do invert this, and then, I would like to see like a 3 minute or 5 minute fair value gap get formed, and then, maybe target like this low here, this fair value gap, just all this right here, kind of this low resistance liquidity. So that could be a potential setup. Let's see if we invert this 1 minute first. That's kind of the first thing we got to do. Just a reminder, guys. Today is the last day. Few hours left for 90% off Apex. I did get another account yesterday. Added that on. So but yeah, right here, I want to see this invert. Let's check a five. Yeah, five's looking pretty choppy. It's looking pretty tight in the 5 minute. But all of this right here, this looks like it could be taken out, all this. So, that would be good areas to target. Let's check the two. Yeah, so we got a fair value gap on the two as well. All right, yeah, so we did invert that on the one. The 2 minute, yeah, we inverted that one too. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think we could see a rundown here. See what happens at this level right here. I would like to see price break this area, and then create a fair value gap, and then pull back into that, and then look for that model there. If price just kind of holds here, then flips, then there's no real confirmation there. Here's the 5 minute over here. Let's check ES real quick. All right. Yeah. So this is interesting. So ES never took out that high right there. Wow, it's actually pretty different. All right. Check the five. This thing closes in 1 minute. 2 minute close down there. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this level. Yeah, so I think we could target like this, like top of this fair value gap. I think that would be nice. So, if we were to get a trade, it would be something like this. What I'm thinking would play, I think something like that. I want price to come down here just a little bit, and then I want to get that pullback and look for that entry model. So something like that wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be too bad. What are you guys thinking? You guys have a bias for the day or for the session? So that 5 minute just closed. Okay, so all right. Check the 3 minute. Okay. Ideally, I would want this candle just to kind of sit here for the next 5 minutes and then get that 5-minute fair value gap and then get that pullback back in. That's what I would like to see. We got about 4 minutes for this 5-minute to close. If we really wanted to, we could use this 2-minute. I don't really want to use that though. I would really like the 5-minute. So just got to wait for the next 3 minutes, 53 seconds. Let's see. So far, we are pulling up a tad. Got 3 minutes left on the 5-minute candle. We do have a BPR right here too. BPR would be, yeah, that area right there. Check the 3. What's up, TA? What's up? So, we did take out this low right here. Oops, we did take out this low right here. So let me see what ES did. Yeah, ES took it out too. So if we don't kind of reject here, then we could invert and push higher. I'm waiting with you on MNQ. Only took an hour and a half for that. Nice. Yeah, so if we kind of do start rejecting, that 5-minute fair value gap is shrinking. We got 2 minutes left for that close. So when did you start in Asia? I started trading Asia session live on YouTube. I think this is my 3rd day in a row. But yeah, I'm doing Asia on YouTube Monday through Friday, and then I do Discord for free in the for New York session AM. A little bit more action during New York session recently. So we do have a minute and minute 10 left. And yeah, CZ, good to see you back on the stream. Welcome back. Just joined the Discord. Awesome. Yeah, awesome. So 35 seconds left. It looks like we are going to have a small fair value gap if you don't fill this in the next 30 seconds. So it looks like it'll be something like that. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. So here's that 5-minute. How long have I been trading? Oh, I don't even know. Over 7 years, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think like around 7, 8 years maybe. All right, so this is a 5-minute fair value gap right there. Oh, look at that. Instant. Okay. We are inverting that on the 1 minute, 30 seconds. Yeah, that thing. Okay. Do have a little 1 minute right there. Instant, just flip down. Actively trading for 3 months. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. Got 5 seconds left for this candle to close. Do have a small. We actually have two inversions right here, kind of. So if we wanted to do something, it would be something like this. You just immediately rejected that 5 minute fair value gap. Did not even really go back into it. Let's see if we have some. Okay. Okay. I need to learn more ICT. I mainly trade using fibs and algos. Nice, nice. Yeah, I do have a completely free ICT course on my website. Here, I can grab the link for that real quick, actually. There are more videos coming soon, but let me grab that link. There we go. So I posted another video yesterday for that. Um, I have not added it to the website yet. I'll probably add it probably after the stream. But yeah, sounds good. CZ, see you later. So ideally, I want to see price pull back into this fair value gap. We just immediately kind of tapped it and then rejected pretty hard. I want to see price kind of pull back into that area. And then get that fair value gap. That inversion. We can delete this now. So we did take out that low, and we ripped up pretty hard. Okay. Yeah, so if we get something like that, like some type of inversion in there. But this right here, I mean, this thing could just flip, honestly. This right here. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens here. This is getting kind of weird. Pretty hard dump from the fair value gap. So I would like to get a little pullback back in there, and then the inversion. We check ES. Okay. Look at these candles. Wow. Consolidating right here. Sometimes. I have like separate groups. I'll trade like some in the morning, some in the afternoon, some during Asia. Yeah, we're just consolidating right here. If you do want to start trading with props, Apex is 90% off right now. Apex Trader Funding. It's only 90% off for the next few hours. After that, they will end it at midnight. Code GC Trading, 90% off. All right, pulling back up into that fair value gap. Let's see if we invert this. See if ES. Okay, yeah, ES is pushing too. Maybe ES wants to go tag this level over here. So maybe like something like this inversion might work long, maybe. If we don't get, if we don't get that rejection to the downside here. We'll see. See what happens. Because here's that 1 minute right there. Nice, nice. All right, we are rejecting a little bit right here. What would this be? Okay, nice, nice. Because of news. So we do have an inversion right here, or sorry, we do have a fair value gap right here. So if we do kind of invert this, we could look for that short. Something like this, maybe. We would need to see that inversion though. If price just continues, then it just continues. See what happens here. See what happens. Got 25 seconds left. If we get this close, I might look to take a short. I don't know. I'll see. I will see. I kind of want that retest back up here. I do have one contract on, but I have the rest up here. Stops will be at break even at that level. So as of right now, my average is like right here. I do have some limits up here a little bit though. But if this level gets hit first, okay, so I'm canceling the other limits that are up here, and these are at break even. So I'm gonna try to let this run to here, somewhere in this area. Let's see, we're taking out this level right here. I want to see if we can tag this. Yep, there we go. All right, all right. Yeah, I'm out. I'm not there. Right when I saw that nice, like fast spike down, I just hopped out there because sometimes when you get those fast spikes, it kind of flips like what it's doing now. So yeah, out there, a little bit over a 1 R. That's pretty much the model. It's a very messy one, but it's pretty much the model. So what we had here, so we had SMT with ES right here, SMT with ES, and then we had this 5 minute for belly gap, pulled back into it, took out that high, and then we had this 1 minute inversion right here. So manipulation leg, high time frame. Okay, so a liquidity sweep. We kind of swept that area, I guess. High time frame FEG right here, 5 minute, and then low time frame inversion right here. SMT, we do have SMT market structure shift, not really market structure shift. We do have one kind of over here, but that's the trade right there. So I did not get fully sized, like not even close. I just had like one contract on because I had the rest up here. I just entered one here just in case I missed it. So there's that trade right there. Let's see. Newsom said that he has to solve his overtrading and revenge trading issue. Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. How many times do you have to touch the stove to know it's hot, right? to know that it burns you. The best way to not overtrade is just have a hard like limit. Like if you get 2 losses in the day, just turn it off. Just stop. At least for that session. During the AM session, I was um during the AM session I was bullish. Let me kind of go back to that. Yeah, so right here I was bullish to yesterday's high um up here. I mean, it was so hard to find an entry though cuz I like to get in on pullbacks, kind of as we're bouncing for value gaps, and it was just straight just green. Like the really the only entry that I could have taken this morning was where was it? It was I want to say it was yeah, I'm pretty sure it was this. It was this for value gap inversion right there. We had if we go to the 5 minute, where is it? Yeah, 5 minute. Oh no, wait, was that it? No, no, no. Sorry, it was this one right here. Yeah, it was this. This was kind of the only thing that I saw for this morning for my model was this right here. So we had this little pullback into that 5 minute. I mean, it was very small, and then we had this inversion right here on the 1 minute. That's kind of the only thing that I really saw. Um, like I knew it was going to yesterday's high. It's just hard to get an entry. But this, I mean, this was nice. This Asia trade was really nice. Just wish I had a little bit more size on it. Yeah, for trading futures, something where it's intraday. A lot of people think that they got to take a million trades. Just I mean, all he needs is 1 to 2 trades a day. Oh yeah, yep. I know about fibs. I know about fibs. Here's my fib levels right here. But lately, I've just been using this premium and discount. That's all I really need. All right, yeah. So price took out this level, did not want to continue. Once I saw that really like hard push down, I was like, okay, I should probably get out here because a lot of times when you get that, you kind of just start, you kind of suck back up a little bit. So if we just saw like sustained, consistent bearish price action, then yeah, I would have stayed in here. But once we saw that, I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm out. Let's see how delayed the stream is. Like 5 seconds. I think it's 5 to 6 seconds right now. It will get a lot faster. I am switching streaming platforms or streaming software pretty soon. So starting next Monday, should have it. Can't get a decent short. That's what Newsom said. I mean, this was all right, and this was all right for Asia. A little bit messy, but it's all right. That 19,390 was the 0.5 fib. The first 15-minute candle from open. Now we cut support. Okay. Yeah, this is kind of how I've been using it recently. Oops, wrong tool. Just been going like this. So, like what I do is, for the most part, like there are some exceptions, but for the most part, I want to short in premium. This is premium. The red zone is premium, so I want to short in premium, and I want to buy in discount. I don't really want to just buy like up here. Like if I know like okay, we're just absolutely ripping today, maybe I'll have to get a little bit more aggressive. Maybe I'll have to take something like that. But for the most part, I like to short in premium, buy in discount. So, if we go back down here and look at this, our entry was in premium, of course, and we pretty much took to the 50%. That's that 390 level that TA was talking about. So let's see. Newsom says he is doing all the things, and it shouldn't be trying to time stop, not oversetting. Newsom, all you got to do is just figure out what your entry model is, okay, and then just keep it up here in the top right. And if you have a plan before price gets there, right? So, like for example, on this trade here, when price was all the way over here, I was like, okay, if we invert this 5 minute fair value gap right here, then we can start looking for shorts, right? So we dropped down here. Okay, we inverted that 5 minute. I was like, okay, if we get that pullback, that manipulation back into that fair value gap, then the inversion. Like I already knew what I wanted. Like I didn't know price was going to do it, but I was like, if we get that pullback back into that fair value gap, then that inversion, then we can take our trade. So like the trade's planned out before I'm even in the before price is even there, right? And most of the time, it's not even gonna, most of the time your plan won't even play out. So like you won't even get the entry, but whenever it does, you have it planned out and you're ready to go. So like right here, trade was completely planned out, so that kind of helps. So what you're, like what you want, like before the price even gets there. Ryan, yes, I did take a short right here. See, TA says that premium discount seems to work. Kind of like buying at low there. So yeah. Don't worry, Ryan. We might get another trade. We'll see. All right, so we did take out this low here. Take out this low over here as well. Pulling back up. Let's go over here. Let's delete this. Let's go over to the 5 minute. Looks like we should have a 5 minute. No, because yeah. You like breakers, right? Yeah. Let's see. Do we have a? No, it's not. It's a wick. Let's see. Okay. So we got a pretty solid 3 minute gap right here that we're inverting. We're inversing. This one's actually pretty nice too for bulls. Right here, we're inversing this gap right here. Yeah. So starting next Monday, stream quality is gonna be a lot better. We're gonna have music. It's gonna be better. So, but in Discord every morning, I got we got music and everything too in there. So I do stream for free in Discord. Link is in the description. It's free at New York Open, 9:30 Eastern. Apex is 90% off for a few more hours, just until midnight. So code GC Trading get you 90% off. So right here, for all my breaker traders out there, you guys do have a breaker coming up right here. Right here. So you can see, boom, boom. There's your sweep. If price were to break through here, there's your market structure shift. You ever checked out Blue Sky? Let's see. I do not trade Blue Sky because so over here, ES might want this wick. This wick will probably want to get hit. NQ took it out. ES did not. So ES might want to go hit that. So, if you guys are bullish, you will have this breaker coming up here. Is there SMT too? I don't think so. Let me go turn this off. Also, guys, if you can, please like the stream. It helps it out a lot. I'm fairly new to streaming on Asia. I think this is my third day streaming Asia for YouTube. I pretty much only do New York and Discord. So yeah, so we inverted that 3 minute. See if we can inverse this 5 minute right here. If we can, that would be bullish. Do have that order block way up here. I mean, way up there. So far, one trade during Asia, one win. Awesome. Thanks, TA. Thank you. Let me check ES, see where we're at with these levels. Yeah, same place. Same place. So this 5 minute candle is going to close in 3.5 minutes. That would kind of confirm that little breaker. I mean, you are, again, if we look at premium and discount, we're pretty high up there, right? We're in premium. So what would our draw be if this closes? So it's tough on NQ. ES, it would be this wick right here. I think ES wants to go hit that. NQ already took it out right here. But I think ES wants to hit that. So NQ might just follow. But other than that, I mean it's kind of tough for NQ. I probably won't long here. I don't really like longing at the top. I think it will continue. I think ES will go hit that level up here. This this wick high, we'll call it wick high right here. I think ES will get that. ES might be your best shot if you are trying to get long. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. So ES did not hit either wick. So we have this wick high up here, and then we got this one here, which we just smacked that one right there. See what NQ did with that. Yeah, NQ pushed too. Okay. Yeah, ES is playing catch up. That's what Asia does. It just does those little random pops, right? Like it did it here. It just dropped really hard. Same thing here. Even our other short that we were in a few days ago from Asia did the same thing when we were short. It just dropped. So yeah, if you're trying to get long at ES, you just hit that first wick high. So maybe you can like kind of look for something, get back up there. We are kind of in this right here, I guess. So you are at the top. You kind of would want to see price kind of I mean, for me to get long, it would probably be like something like that. I'd have to get in like down there. I don't really just want to buy up here. That's not my style. Do have a fair value gap on the 1 minute right here. 30 seconds. Let's see. See what happens. See if we inverse this. If we kind of inverse this, okay, we might just come back down in this range. But then if we hold it, probably look for that high on ES. Yeah, I mean, what else would we have on NQ over here? What would we even have? It would be like, I mean, I know we're in this massive like 1 hour fair value gap. Is this trading view? Yes, this is trading view. Yeah, I know we have this massive 1 hour fair value gap right here. So we are above the 50% of that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I mean, not much. Going up to here. Let's check a 15. See if we can see something a little bit better on a 15. Yeah, no, pretty much just that block, the order block up there, which is 178 points away. So that's that's quite a ways, especially for Asia session. Yeah, so if price were to inverse this, that would be bearish, obviously. If we just kind of hold it like this, let's see what ES is doing. Yeah, ES got the same gap right here. A little bit smaller, but it's got it. Could have this ES 5 minute gap here. Same thing with NQ too. I'll go ahead and draw that one. We got a minute 50 left for that. Was this just to take out this high over here and then to go back into that range? But look at this though. Like this was boom, boom. So swept. So first we swept right here, took out that high, came down here, took out this low up here. We're gonna take out this high and run back down. See what happens. Right now, just consolidating at this area. Let's go to the 5 minute real quick. Yeah, so we can delete this one since we did inverse it. We do have another one right below it. There's that block right there. Okay. All right. Bear flag on the 1 minute. Bear flag. No, not really. Yeah. So see if we can inverse this 1 minute right here. I do think ES wants this though. Wants this level up here. So if you are bullish, if you're trying to get if you're trying to get in long, I would kind of wait for this 5 minute fair value gap for like a retest back into that, and then look to get long. That would be for all the people trading breakers too. There's your breaker right there. So it would be kind of like a unicorn, I guess. So if you were looking to get long into here, this is a 5 minute fair value gap, drop down to the 1 minute or 30 second or whatever time frame you look to get in on. Then look for your inversion in there, and then you would just target your wick high like that. All good, TA. All good. Yeah, so the 1 minute gap right here is, I mean, it's the exact same as the 5 minute gap. So, just to recap so far, we did have this one short right here. I was not fully sized. I did have a few of my limits back up here on that retest, but we had SMT pulled back into this 5 minute fair value gap. It was somewhere in there, something like that. Got that inversion right here, and that's where I got short right there. And then yeah, ran down a little bit. So decent trade so far for Asia. Right now we're just kind of waiting for something else. Don't really want to buy up here. I do think ES is going to hit this wick high, but I am not just going to buy up here. I'd have to see like something, some type of pullback to get me there. Here's my entry model up here if you guys want to check it out. Yeah, because I mean we would be in some pretty deep premium to get long there. So NQ took out that high right there. Did ES take out that high? ES did not take out that high. So there's some SMT right there. So if price were to inverse this right here, okay, maybe you can look to get short there. We'll see. Just got to see what happens. This does look like some liquidity right here. Some lots of stops getting built up. So we'll see. See what happens here. Just gotta wait. How are you guys doing? You guys got any trades? You guys bullish? You guys bearish? What's going on, guys? Let's see. Brian says waiting for a potential breaker unicorn to take wick high on it. Awesome, cool. Yeah, so you're waiting for that pullback. Okay, cool. Solid plan, solid plan. It's really good to have a plan before it actually happens. We got this order block way up here, about 180 points away. We are kind of slowing down right here. We are kind of slowing down. We do have this 30-second fair value gap right there, which we are holding. Nice, TA, nice. So, our first sign of, bearish action will be if we invert this here. That would be kind of our first sign. I use PD arrays to kind of tell me, okay, am I bullish, am I bearish on the day, what's going on? So, yeah, this is very interesting right here. Very interesting. PD arrays here. It's a PD arrays. PD array. Basically just like fair value gaps, breakers, order blocks. Hey, maybe TA. Go to the daily. I mean, like you guys know what happens if we, close above this market structure shift, right? Yeah, so this is a 5-minute and a 1-minute gap right here. It's the exact same on both time frames. So if we do kind of invert that, yeah, if we no, let me check something. Yeah, if we do kind of inverse that, that would be that would definitely be bearish, and that would probably get us down to, at least like somewhere down here. If we do hold it though, if we do come in here and start holding that area, okay, then we'll probably get that push higher, something like this maybe. And then, on ES would probably try to hit that wick high. 260. Awesome. Nice. Nice TA. Nice TA. All right. So coming into that area. Let's see if we inverse it or if we hold it. I assume you got short. Did you get short there in this area? Or did you get long like down here or something? Maybe you bought the break. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. How'd you get in there? Did you do did you long or short? Got long? Okay, cool. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice trade. So right now we are just sitting on top of this fair value gap. Let's see if we inverse that. But like it's crazy because this is what it's been doing. Like pretty much the entire day after that initial rip up. It's just been like just doing this, just kind of all about to go, taking out that high, pulling back. So like when is it actually gonna pull back? Like, are we gonna get a 50% pullback of this move tomorrow? Or is it gonna happen tonight? Because like at some point, like we got to pull back 50% at some point. Is it like after we hit that order block, then maybe we kind of go there? Let me zoom out here real quick. Let me see what's going on up here. Yeah, I mean, okay, okay. All right, so it looks like we are inversing this right here. Got 3 minutes left on that 5 minute. See what happens here. Here's a 30-second. See, TA says he sees a small pullback tomorrow coming based on the algos, but it won't be much. Nice, nice. All right, I like that wick right there. I like that wick. No inversion though, or no gap to inverse. We do have this gap right here. That would be decent. Like even on NQ, if you were to close up above that, look to target that high. Five-minute closes in 2 minutes. Have to keep an eye on that. Why does ES keep taking me down there? What is down there? Why does it keep doing that? Like every time when I double click this, it takes me all the way over here. There's something down there that it wants to click to. All right, okay, let's go back to NQ. Are we getting this? Are we getting this? Oh, ES looks weird on 30-second. That's so weird. Oops. We do have a market structure shift right here. One minute right there. 1 minute gap. See if price wants to retest this area. Oh, all right. Stops are break even there. Stops are break even on that spike. I have not taken any profit yet. I just got my stops a little bit in profit. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice trade. Nice trade. 2 for 2 for Asia, guys. 2 for 2 during Asia. Very nice. Was anyone in those longs there? Yeah, there's that push. Let's see if let's yeah, and ES wants that wick high. ES wants that wick high right there. My target was 448. So 448 was I mean it honestly gave me even more profit. It like since it just teleported up there, it gave me I got out at 448 right there. I did want to add a little bit more if price came back down here, but it didn't really. So, all right, 2 for Asia, 2 for 2. So same thing, guys. That's the you know, that's my model right there. We have a sweep right here. We're sweeping this area, that pullback, and that right there. So boom. Also the manipulation leg, of course, that's very important. And then we have the high time frame fair value gap, which is this right here, this 5-minute gap. We go to the 5-minute gap. Drop back down to the 1 minute. Actually, it was a 30-second. 30-second right here. We had this 30-second inversion right here. I did have 1 minute. It was a 30-second. So inversion right there. Market structure shift. Got long. Boom. That's it. That is the trade. Price is ripping higher after that. I don't really care. It's fine. We hit our targets. It's all that matters. Let's see. I know that Ryan wanted to get in longs on ES off that unicorn. Did you happen to get in those longs, Ryan? Off the unicorn? I think it did. I mean, it did pull back to the area. Yeah. I mean, I love that trade right there, especially because we're in on that 5-minute wick right there. Right there. Look at that. In on that wick. So that's another thing too is this thing's going. Yeah, so there we go. So there's that wick high on ES. There's that wick high on ES right there. Oh, Ryan said he chickened out. Oh. So, one thing that I like to do is let's say we have like this candle right here. Um let's say we have this candle. Let me fix this 1 second. So let's say I am bullish, right? Let's say I'm bullish here. I want to get in when this candle is like flipping down like bearish like this. Okay, I want to get in down here. And then I want this candle to flip and then expand that way. So I don't really want to get long at the very top of a candle. I would rather get long down here on that wick, or like anticipating that you're getting in on that wick for that push higher. Hopefully that made sense. So that's what we did here on the 5-minute. Boom, into that gap, wick higher. Houston, New York, and okay, yeah, Houston, New York PM or New York PA price action. Yeah, it's like Asia is it's much slower. I mean, recently I think Asia has been much easier to read, even though it's slow and kind of choppy. I think it's much easier to read. At least in the past like 2 weeks, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, we are 2 for 2, guys. We are 2 for 2. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. Also, GC Trading, the discount code for all prop firms. It will give you 90% off on Apex right now. Ends tonight. Also works for Take Profit Trader. Works for Funded Futures Network. So, but yeah, Apex, Take Profit Trader, Funded Futures Network, GC Trading, get you the best discount. Yeah, no problem. No problem. Thanks for joining, Ryan. All right, let's drop down. Let's drop down here for a little bit. Let's see what we got. All right, so 5 minute ES, 5 minute ES. In 2 minutes, we might get this other gap, but we already hit our draw of liquidity on both tickers. First we hit it on NQ, and then we wanted to hit it on ES. So I mean, really, the kind of like the next draw for NQ, at least from what I can see, is this order block. I mean, that's kind of like a, yeah. I mean that's not even really like a draw of liquidity in my. I don't know. Like that's just kind of like the next area that price could reject that I could, that I can visually see on the chart. If we're looking at like swing highs and stuff like that, it's I mean it's up there. It's this right here. There's that 1 hour. So, and that's quite a ways away. Yeah, that's 600 points away. Maybe someone else sees like another draw of liquidity up there on NQ. You guys got anything? Like the thing is, like, does price just want to keep ripping another 600 points without a, without any type of pullback? Like we just V bottom, right? Are we gonna get something like this, or are we just gonna keep going just like that? What are we gonna do? So 2 wins on the day for Asia. I'm probably done trading for the Asia session. Got 2 wins, so yeah, I think I'll hop off there. Tomorrow I am streaming in the Discord, so completely free in there. Links in the description for that. I stream New York Open in the Discord. Also, GC Trading prop firm code. It'll get you the best prop firm code at Apex, Take Profit Trader, and Funded Futures Network. So thank you for joining, guys. It was fun. See, yeah, thank you for joining, Ryan, TA, Newson, Tamara. Thank you, and I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning in the Discord, or tomorrow night for actually tomorrow's Friday, so there will not be an Asia stream tomorrow, but on Monday. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.